I'm not here to overhype events or sensationalize them. After my first video, more came out about Mike Blossom. Testimonials and screenshots have been recorded. We're going from the earliest offense and information to the latest. This is my last video on the topic, but it doesn't mean the situation is over. Multiple reports have been made to the police department, but the more, the better chance we have to have this man arrested. If you were one of his victims over the past 15 years or more, send a tip in below to the cyber tip line or the Texas police. Please support people who have been victimized by Michael James Miles. Thank you. This is the earliest recorded image of his with his legal name attached. It's not doxing, just reposting of what was posted all over DeviantArt around the time his first offense, or at least we thought so. It goes back way further. Our first testimonial was victimized before he even made his way to DeviantArt. Here's their testimony. A warning to people who can't handle talks of rape, sexual themes, and assault with minors.
So, me and Mike met on a website that is no longer active, nor did it save conversations at the time of using it. It was PesterChum06 on Blogspot, and it was used for roleplays, and I always went on as a creepypasta character, Sally Williams. Sally, at the time, was portrayed as a young girl, around 6, who had been murdered. Now, Mike came up and roleplayed with me. I was 10, so I didn't see too much wrong with it when he made my character check his taint for injuries in the roleplay. However, despite me mentioning I was uncomfortable, he would persist, and I kept being his friend because, like him, I was and am autistic. I didn't see much wrong with it, and I thought, he's an adult, so surely this is okay. I was very wrong. However, after about a year of role-playing with him, I used a personal OC of mine, and he decided to make his OC make a whole rope scene with her. Just replace O with A, despite me begging him not to. He kept on with it, and this happened for a long while. I was his friend for 6 whole years, and once I turned 16, I told him that the actions he does causes stress, and I'd recommend he stop. He never did, which caused him to start the whole hate campaign on me. Using DeviantArt, he kept going and going, calling me a faker and other things I don't really want to say. However, this all came to a head the moment I turned 18. When he found out I was now legal, he started begging me for nudes and using my characters and art as blackmail to get it. These characters are very important to me. So when he started telling me he won't steal them if I gave him nudes, that was the final straw, and I went off. I'm sure he'll use me going off as an argument. He always did. Like, when I was 12, I had asked him if he wanted to date me with the logic of he keeps role-playing sexual things with me, so I asked, and I was asking as curious because, like, I was asking him if he kept doing it because he did want to date me. And he still says I was into him at the time, despite me having been dating my girlfriend at the time. He caused me so much stress and anxiety since I left his friendship. Added notes. He threatened my life, has sent naked pictures, forced me with threats to defend him when I was 13. He has stolen multiple pieces of art from me and defended grooming me himself with "I deserved it anyway," and he would always, and I still believe does, gatekeep autism, saying because his is worse, he's immune to criticism.
Around the same point, We have the interview happening from the last video if you want to recall that. Due to them mentioning the first known victim, who was assumed around 16 at the time, leaving Michael behind due to supposed stress, we didn't know the full extent till now. In the meantime, Michael has been posting wrench-porn of the first interviewee from last time on social media, which just adds to the long list of crimes committed by Michael. And this is just a case we know of. The next part is a chat history with Michael, where he tried to be part in an actual 18+ fetish-centered amino. Due to the moderators being adults, in this case, they saw him for what he was and kept cool. Didn't stop him, though, from dropping the hard R.
You're officially trash. No one joined this amino instead crinny and full of rule-abusing losers who don't deserve love, as well as autistic-hating bitch-ass wannabes, especially Maya.
She literally just said no to you asking to RP over and over again.
And this loser is no better and better off banned.
For context, Mikey here got banned due to posting a picture containing nudity, which is clearly against Amino's terms of service. And so, now, he is claiming we're hating him for being autistic even though we actively went along with his thirstiness to not offend or discriminate the dude.
I didn't get banned. I got muted by that ableist.
Right, my babe muted. You got muted because you posted nudity, which has nothing to do with your autism.
STF you'd what? Go back to your trash pile of cringe.
My friend, I just gave you a simple, honest explanation. You're the one acting like a child here.
Who asked?
You did, you prompted this conversation.
Don't ask bozo. F off before I pay someone to dox you.
That's my Abby. You're honestly not phasing me, so let's be civil here, yeah?
I'm leaving THRGC until Hector's banned.
But no, yeah.
Everyone report this idiot.
Love you too, Pookie.
KYS no one loves you or your trash heap amino or its rule-abusing bitchless losers who pulled Triz and I in a dating sim. Tell Maya she should end up like the actual character's big sis, and you're all unable to get laid because you can't handle simp imagery. That's exactly what your mom said last week when I blew her back. UPFP is cringe.
Come in, buddy. You'll get it. Go on, you can do it.
Why you get a knife and give but a hug with it aimed at your heart. Leave chat, go on, be a tool.
Holy shit, what a shrilly event. Also, this is like the most based reply to "I'll pay to have you doxed" I have ever seen, honestly.
Guys, just be a tool.
Honestly, I'm surprised you saw this immediately.
Wanna know the biggest tragedy? I'm still waiting.
Do tell me. Oh, now that truly is silly.
I mean, look at those greeny ass responses.
Yeah. You made some real stinkers, Mike.
He talked all that good shit, you'd think he'd own up to them.
Like he'd trust a hacker.
Also, taught the size zone hit 260 today. We became the single most active size amino, too.
Nice.
The tool zone.
Even got endorsed by you.
Oh, sweet. Anyway, there's a very loud power drill in this area. What should we do, heck?
Go short for guaz.
Yeah, we get 30 folks on average, it's insane. Also, oh, you got like, sound isolation or something?
Well, I'm listening to Yakuza tracks, so it works.
Still need to play Yakuza TBH.
True. I'm on Gaiden right now, in 4-4-5.
Hector, why don't you go jump dot off a bridge?
That's not a domain.
I would, you out, you know. Kinda got a community relying on me.
You want me to gladly.
Wait, so are you suicide baiting now?
He's been sending me death threats for a while, it's cute.
Not just trying to upset the tool. Ableist tool.
You literally can't though, Mike, that's the thing.
Man, to think I could have ended up like a lolcow in the GTS community like that Mike guy. I used to be such an annoying perv on God.
You're behaving like caricature. Like how am I supposed to take that seriously? Also, TBH taught.
Holy shit, lolcow behavior. Anyway.
Everyone reaches a point where they, oh, I'm ow, cute. But everyone reaches a point where they kinda just
grow up?
Stop and realize what they've been doing, you know?
Yeah, usually.
BTW, I'm actually thinking about suing you for ableistly banning me.
Yeah, I'm still ironing out a few kinks on my end, making sure I'll do better overall.
You have the Addy, Pookie.
Frivolous case, overruled.
You always seemed upstanding though.
I'm serious.
Go for it.
I try my best to be now. I don't know if we ever crossed paths back when I was a kid, but you know, I just had a lot of shadows.
It's considered discrimination banning me without cause.
I do have some positives for mostly coming out on top, that being omnial lineage. Problem is I procrastinate even on that.
About that, what's omnial lineage anyway?
It's a story about my characters that I have had going on in my head for the past 4 or 5 years.
Oh, and I merely took Hector's account page, went on Instagram, and like 5 hackers with it saying go crazy.
I've tried making it public several times, and in most instances I abandoned it because I wasn't getting attention. One time I got decently far in, 38 parts, about halfway through, and the amino is in just gets disabled.
Like it'd pay anyone.
I never saved backups either, but I would be doing a lot of revising if I did.
What am I, a filthy trashy commission artist?
You don't pay for commissioned art?
Sounds like fun though, putting all that writing up. It might be best suited to a forum.
I fond pay for NER.
And not amino.
Yeah, it wasn't the best move putting it on amino, especially as an attention-seeking teen.
Commission artists are filth.
You are the lowest tool I've seen, scum of the barrel filth. But anyway, Mike aside.
You still have it though, yeah?
The characters and majority of the plot, yeah.
Says the guy who celebrated when Inquisitor suicided on TikTok.
This guy has had no idea about how long I've owned TikTok.
Oh, I wasn't joking about it.
I could probably put it on YouTube with narration and stills of art.
Guy's dead. Streamed it from WHST, I heard.
Okay, didn't know the guy, but it's a sad story from what it seems. Maybe I could get some people from SciZone on it. Like possibly you, heck.
He's a skin officially.
Oh!
Inquisitor wanted to be a Ken in COD.
Maybe I should propose it to the top 3 of Zero's interviews.
And he is. BTW, this amino's dead.
Someone's observant.
No way! It seems so lively!
Probably because the platform is the second glitchiest I've known. It'd say first, but Kick exists.
Man, if only the owners of Kick didn't buy this site.
And goddamn, it's a mess. Dude. The app, which is the only way of using it, requires bots to kill porn spam bots me.
Blocking on Amino worked like it did on Discord. This chat would be much more comprehensive.
Discord is a no man's land.
Bro, how are you on the internet?
There is an on-EPSRP server where to verify you need to input your address.
Okay, but that's not on Discord, is it?
No joke. Yep. And they allow it.
Not at all endorsed by or responsible to them.
He had also harassed 500 Funkin' roleplayers before with some, very interesting messages. Let me show them.
Now I suggest you watch your town Joriel do what MX did to GF, and that's graphic unless you want this to be you. Impressing charges against every mod and over in the server. Well, you're illegal in your act nice discrimination. How about I press charges before I murder? At Galaxy_Fox impressing charges for ableistic and anti-LGBT discrimination. Discrimination is illegal. You have 48 hours before I get a lawyer and take you to escort in Miami.
This is in no way a discrimination. I am notifying you for things that are against the rules in a server. You have no basis to call a lawyer. And, although this is not an excuse if I was, which I'm most certainly not, I am on the autism spectrum myself, as well as omnisgender and pansexual.
It is and I'm suing, then I'll give you 3 minutes to run before I rip you in bloody half, but before that I'll sue the server. Illegally take it over and tear it down. I'm already background checking lawyers as we speak. Impressing charges for ableistic and anti-LGBTQ discrimination. Me and my beard will be Terry G down this server.
We have now arrived to last year, 2023. That year, he was caught straight up asking multiple 13-year-olds for nudes. To reiterate, this man is 33 years old, so around 20 years older than his victims from last year.
You want to?
Wait a minute, I'm 13.
As I said, not attracted to people.
Oh.
And I would say if you were curious.
Oh, okay.
Which you might be.
I will think.
You're wondering how genuine my claim is.
Am I?
Deep down you are, because I never made comment about the 2 examples of how I felt looking at them.
Oh, okay.
Your curiosity will grow until you decide to satisfy it.
Thanks for sharing.
Remember that SpongeBob was curious about the secret box?
Haha, wow.
He wounded what was in it because he didn't know.
I'm sure.
He even tried to steal it from Patrick. Curiosity does th.
Lol.
St. He felt better knowing there was a string.
Cool.
And you're curious about my affection for the POV.
I am?
Well, I said I love the POV but never said thr pics were tripping me up.
Oh.
So you have curiosity about who genuine the claim is. The only way to satisfy it is to test it yourself.
Give me a moment.
K.
Hey, I.
Is still only attracted to POV.
Okay, I'll BRB.
Okay. So to actually bully me you need to use imagery so my mind sees you and the fetish is triggered. Then you use text, voice recordings to essentially stoke the fire and make the fetish stronger. Using both text and vocal recordings would be double effective. And finally use visual recording to make me feel like you own me. As a bonus, if you use nudes you can make me feel bad for this fetish. Awoo. Hoy and yeah, that clip, that episode is why that POV messes me up. TBH, I hate that I said it.
It's okay.
Like if you want go on and send a upshot POV. I kinda hope you do.
And why do you hope I do?
I'd. Awoo. Go ahead, send a upshot POV.
You should send yourself first, then I can send a beta POV. Oh, okay. Let me get a pic. 3 Another pic PLZZZ.
Where's the better piv?
It comes once you send another pic. Okay, you let me send it. Mike, stop asking little girls for pussy pics, what the fuck, man?
It seems like he decided to delete the Discord account he did it on. We can trace it back to him due to the name and same screenshots used. On one, he even sent his face, which is a new addition to the collection of him sending his face to people to potentially get sexual favors out of them, or to just harass them. Still wanting to see both sides, just in case we overlooked something. In this part, my friend Dulla reached out to Michael, wanting to know his side of the story, which sadly didn't help and just incriminated him further.
Why do you think you were so interested in having ERP with minors?
Again, I was ignorant and the characters they were using weren't minors.
How else were you ignorant?
When I got provoked I didn't try to be a CK away and calm down.
Did you keep going even when you knew they were kids?
Well, if I had known that Harpy and Dearla are not separated I wouldn't have, but like you have me kid role pulsing as like Fee-Furry from Homestuck and Fee-Furry isn't a minor.
So you were blinded by the fantasy?
Yes.
Wow.
Nowadays it's more of I get a trigger-esque feeling from a certain point of view because as a kid I saw Sabrina and the Psychic Showdown.
Do you think all of the minors who RP'd with you were asking for it? That they all instigated it with you?
Some no, but majority were friends with the art thief.
Does being friends with an art thief mean they deserved what happened?
Honestly, they deceived worse.
Like what?
Being friends with one who stole my OCS multiple times and told me to kilometers twice. I think full ban from Instagram like hype ban.
Do you regret what you did to all of these minors, or no?
== every single day.
Do you regret it for the victims, or for you?
For those who weren't friends with that art thief I regret it for them, the other I regret it for me.
Do you understand that what happened, despite the reason, was wrong? That you traumatized a group of actual children for something childish?
Yeah, very much so.
Can I be honest with you? One autistic person to another?
Yeah.
I think that you should own up to this. I think that the best thing for you to do is to own up to it. Maybe receive some help from doctors. This is a really scary way to think about kids, you know? Why not make yourself better?
I have made myself better by becoming bitter.
Mike, that isn't helping the people you've hurt. Be honest, did a 10-year-old really deserve this?
She was friends with the art thief that told her to do it.
You still complied. Did she deserve it?
Yes, honestly.
You were in your late 20s and she was 10. Do you think that's fair?
She saw the issue and backed away, but she didn't, so she paid for her blind loyalty. Fair? Hey, was it fair that I got taken advantage of just to be attacked afterwards? No.
Did she want to roleplay a rape scene with you?
I wouldn't be surprised if she was told to out of everyone who claims to be a victim of my past ignorance. One isn't a friend to that art thief. I do wish I had kept myself in check back then, as that toga was genuinely good.
Do you have to keep yourself in check regularly?
But I paid the price for that and my arrogance when Amino did what many thought wouldn't happen nowadays. Not really on that, just my temper.
Do you ever get tempted?
Yeah, though I have often checked and even more so now just to be safe.
Do you think that the minors are the ones tempting you?
No, it's their PFP, the characters they use, characters I like.
Do you understand that you've committed multiple crimes?
What Eva done is bad, but nothing compared to others where I was ignorant, others were aware.
Who?
Kitsinska's for one dates a minor and shows her graphic self-harm imagery. Discord itself letting a 17-year-old boy force a younger girl to faux disgusting acts. 10th point, he not sits in prison. As for Nasus, little bit I was not thinking about the source location of the image but was not aware of how NSWF was. This is the image.
I don't understand.
Troll's girlfriend is apparently nude for starters. At the time I only knew about Friday night incident or the Uncle T mod for Troll's and thought it acted like some beat.
Do you think you still have an issue distinguishing RP from reality?
Nope, I'm heavily diligent on that. This image however I have because of the pub it shows.
Are the characters you own minors as well?
Only a few and they OCS.
You had a sexual RP with someone role-playing as Toga, right?
Ivoka was 18.
She goes to high school?
Shev would if she was S-hero, but again I paid the piper thief when Amino banned me.
Do you think what you did was wrong in any way?
Yes.
Do you understand that when you do something like this, you will pay for it for the rest of your life?
Guilt is a burden, but Eva moved on. I have heavier issues.
Like what?
You saw my chain of posts, right?
No.
Saying how I lost a dog.
No.
Oh well, earlier this year one of my pet dogs had a heart attack. I can hear that yelp to this day, and despite having done all I could for him and it not being my fault, I still blame myself for it. And yesterday I found out that my flame point Siamese has a terminal illness, so yeah, the past isn't relevant to me, especially when I'm still grieving, and I will do all I can to silence that cyber Nazi. Also the thumbnail is a lie, which I mean the shitty impersonating kinda proved that. As I told her to nuke the server since it has incitement of harassment towards MD and one admitting to being ableist, and I also wanted her to erase everything she has involving me.
Oh, wow.
Basically forgetting that I exist and move on.
Do you not think that this should be talked about?
Malicious Bunny didn't do what she did, Millie didn't do WHST she did, hell not even NASA did what she did, but she had to cross a line in a way trying to be a cyber Hitler if he was actually German.
That's really messed up to say, dude.
Am I wrong though?
Are you asking my opinion?
She's directly trying to make me look bad.
Did you do things that make you look bad?
Just like how Hitler tried to make Jews look bad, yes, decades back.
You said that the most recent was a year ago.
I said one of Millie's RP sins was last year, the sin that made me cut a bond with her gatekeeping because I used a version of a character they killed off and wasn't going to use anyways for a 10-second events where he's killed off equals. She was petty, she was gatekeeping, and worse off, fully aware of my autism. She overstimulated me, setting me off, and you'll never guess who is a friend of hers. The fucking goddamn art thief.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, she doesn't even mention where we met. We met on Kick, and remember she basically said she thought my anger and bitterness is entertaining, so yeah, she's cancerous.
Pertaining to the rape RP, is that something you explicitly like?
I like the idea of being a pet. Playing for that type of RP, though I want to get back to doing normal roleplay, but if one wants to do that fetish RP, as long as they're not a minor, I'll oblige. As for the fetish, it's purely just the point of view.
Point of view? Explain?
So you know what a upshot it, right?
Yes?
The point of view it like you're tiny.
I'm asking about the rape fetish.
The full fetish is macrophilia, but I'm also a submissive, so tiny pet plaything works whether it be a doll for one or a pleasure toy for another or anything in between. This screenshot is the catalyst of my macrophilia.
I see.
And this trigger-esque feeling is uncontrollably automatic when I see a upshot of, hee.
How's your lawyer going?
They said that I made the right choice just reporting her. They also reassured me that a lawsuit would likely be meaningless, as they most likely not stop even if And Eva sent another report. This one has the timestamp of 24:35.
I see.
And reported her channel. Honestly, if anything, minors should interact with me because I would make them cry after what that heart thief did to me back then. You'd backhand a child for just saying hi, knuckles extended.
I see.
I hate minors.
Why did you follow me on Twitter, Mike?
Maybe I needed to keep an eye and see if you were gonna be toxic.
I see.
I followed Ira and Pink Blue because of the Skyverse art.
Mike, I won't lie to you. This all looks really bad on your end. I get that you want it to just go away, but you realize that in this world, things like this don't just go away.
Yeah, though you don't know how things like this affects me behind the screen.
How do you think it affected the minors? Do you really think that a 10-year-old has the capability to willingly trap you?
90% of them were told to by the art thief.
Do you have proof of it?
No, because that account was banned, but I still recall them after they got close. They just outright state they were friends with the art thief. It got so bad that I almost gave up roleplay.
Mike, you were the adult in the situation.
And I also clawed my face feeling guilty for my ignorance, which is what happens every time I do something stupid. I blame myself and punish myself.
Do you think that that's enough to make up for this?
No, but that would leave scars, and I don't want to burden those that care with my problems.
Do you think that you should face any legal action?
No.
Why not?
Because it's suicide and joined TikTok's Inquisitor as a victim of manipulation. I lost my first Instagram because of my ignorance. I lost my first amino because of the same.
So, you believe that you were a victim of manipulation by a 10-year-old in your late 20s?
I was manipulated by that art thief and all her friends. They knew what they were doing. And as a result, I became less trusting.
How likely is it that there are more people between the ages of 10 to 17 that you've ERP'd with?
It led to me using a label directly at the art thief that was highly toxic on Instagram. There's mainly the art thief's friends, but if I could do it over, I wouldn't interact. I was too trusting of others and too friendly, and it was taken advantage of.
By a 10-year-old.
A 10-year-old who was told to be the art thief, who was most likely where those screenshots came from.
You said that the 10-year-old was good at what she did?
Back then it was too easy to earn my trust.
No, at role-playing.
Anyone can be good at that though, and I didn't know she was the art's friend.
What was that roleplay about?
I honestly can't remember. Since after that first ban it would be years before I made a second account, as I still had Bliss as an option. Tumblr was a disaster just as it is now. Amino I hadn't tried yet as it was advertised a lot, and Twitter. Worst experience. I had started to age check and most of it was good until one account. Yuri. This account pissed me off because everything is false.
I see. Why did you tell a 14-year-old to run away from home if their mother saw your RP?
Lied about being a minor, lied about gender, not even trans, even lied about race.
What do you mean, lying about being a minor?
He stated he was a minor on a GC, but feeling skeptical about it I didn't, and after a bit of argument he confessed to being a black male non-trans adult. As you can imagine, it only worsened my trust. At that point I wasn't that aggressive with my wording until I learned something that would push me over that bind Kitsunskas and Nusky. Ever since I found out about that, and later on that Kitsunskas was trash, still is, Eva been more and more abrasive. And honestly, there was a screenshot of me stating how much I would physically harm a child.
You do realize that that isn't good either?
I'd rather be seen as a guy who would strike a child rather than a pedo. Anyone can say all they want about me, willingly able to attack a child, and I'd be fine with it. I hate children and wouldn't lose sleep if Bone was afraid because I sent their whiny asses back to their irresponsible parents. Edited. I see one and all I feel is spite and hatred, and I feel that I'd have caused physical harm to one of those ants just to make it clear to certain retards.
Mike, these are very dangerous feelings. Do you understand that? Have you ever attacked any children?
Not yet.
Do you think you will?
One touches me I won't hesitate. I think the one that caused me to become morose was a minor, and I had to hold myself in my room because I hate him so much that I would have caused a murder. Any snot gobbling ant touches me, they're going to hit the floor whining like the stupid urchins they are, and every person on Twitter need to understand that. And yeah, I don't have a issue being seen as someone who would hurt children. As I said, I hate them. If you want to go on Twitter and spread that, go ahead.
Do you understand that these feelings are not normal in any case?
== like it's not normal. I'm autistic. However, when I bear spite or hate, I don't let it go.
What I'm saying is that these feelings need to be addressed by an actual doctor.
Never have nor will. Nothing on this planet will make me lessen the hatred I bear.
Alright. What about the other kids? There were at least 4.
== if I was able to, I would find them, punch them in their faces.
Did you know at any point that the others were under 18?
No, because I was too ignorant to check.
What about the 14-year-old that you advised to run away from home? They stated to you that they were 14.
I honestly want to hit myself for that than her, because she was the first to reveal that she's the art thief's friend.
How old was the art thief?
Around the same age, but I harbor worse feeling.
Can I have a number?
Last I knew 16. If she wasn't lying. She's one of 3 people who, if I met, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from what happened next.
Explain that situation to me.
Well, she turned friends on me, was the one who got other to take advantage of my ignorance, stole my OCS multiple times and told me to suicide twice, plus hacked a server I had to the point where I nuked it and my one wiki page, so now I can't edit it because of her. Most minors I would only strike her. I would end and feel relief for it.
And what?
I think you might know.
Words, please.
Her life. If she was hanging off the edge of a cliff, I would push her off Lion King style, because that's how much I hate her specifically.
So, let me get this straight, and you can correct me. Your inability to correctly distinguish between reality and fiction was so bad that it allowed for multiple minors to take advantage of your quote-unquote ignorance to the matter and make you seem like this big evil guy, when in reality you were just confused, even in your late 20s.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head.
Why was it so hard to separate reality from fiction?
Well, I hadn't been socially online at the point and didn't have the experience as prior to Instagram. I was on Pestergem 6.0 and for whatever reason thought the character people looked as were real and Google+, which was finicky to say the least. And to clarify, I thought someone role-playing as Kanaya from Homestuck was that character. I was Nevaf.
Just to clarify, you were over the age of 25 at this point?
Yeah. If you need further proof of how naive I was, I actually believed THST, a fan-made website based on the Helger Anime's Hotline to Hell, was real. That's how I was. Just had to report Rekka's stream.
Did it have anything to do with you?
Yes, and she advertised it on her Twitter, so a report there too. She's just poking the hornet's nest.
Did at any point these minors send you pictures? What about the Friday Night Funkin' server?
Of the 3, I was in 2 RP servers, and the Red Garden server none sent images.
Well, I think I'm done here. You've made numerous incriminating statements, and it's all been recorded. All of this information's been sent to your local police department. Thank you for incriminating yourself.
Dolly, you know how I said there's 3, and if I saw them. You just made IT for cyber Nazi. Retard.
That's fine.
Now do as I said, go on Twitter and correct those retards.
You don't own me. You've proven everything that's been said against you.
Bitch STFU.
You admitted to being sexual with children, knowing they were children, and now having fantasies about killing children. That's on you. Face the consequences of your actions.
I don't fantasize it. And children? No one child who may not be a child currently.
What do you want?
Also, you admitted that aphobically catfishing is okay. Trumper, you basically pulled the same BS as the art thief and her friends. If someone told me you went and offed yourself, I would just say good S&D, move on.
That's cool.
In addition to the situation escalating from this point onwards, he straight up stated he groomed minors to be rebellious. I never ever witnessed such absolute degenerative behavior. How is he not in jail yet? So here we are. These are threads he sent me on his old Twitter. Yes, he has deactivated his old Twitter and made a new one in the span of less than a month, just to use a very similar naming scheme to the first one, and the one before that, and the one before that. Here he jumps back and forth between trying to blackmail me to being enraged to having a stiffy with his mom in the room, and I wish that was a joke.
Screenshots years old. Talking to someone who specifically attacks me and poorly impersonating me. I did not once do you ask for my side. You're a cyber Nazi. Maybe you should stick to your routine style because you're actually biased in THST. You didn't even consider getting my side. IQ see these but you ignore me because you don't want to be shown as the failure you are. Also you keep bullying me and you're just a subject in a fantasy for it.
Stop trying to impersonate me. You're not good at it.
That's my voice and I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of your. How's that report that's on your head? You know what must be done. Unless you want to upset higher ups. HLW many if these do you want. You got it Mkareka. You know what happens if you don't comply. They look into the video, it is then that they'll see privacy violations and worst case scenario your channel goes down. I think you should leave me the fuck alone Reka. Before you get cancelled. Reported everything YouTube channel, that video, the stream and it's her fault. It didn't have to be this way. Because YouTube said I want to discuss you taking the video down. So what's it gonna take? As long as you agree to delete the video will do whatever is August voted. Even if it means leaving Twitter.
Tell me your house address and a photo of you and I will consider options on resolving the issue.
Legally not possible. Sides cops around here are corrupted and sexist. And besides we both know what option is getting chosen. Everyone will vote for the second one. And provided you honor your end for the second time I walk away from Twitter. But unlike my Mike Ishika account I won't come back. So everyone will want me gone. The question is, are you going to deprive everyone of that? What would people think if you didn't honor your end? You'd be to blame for me still being here. I mean we can speed things up. If you remove the video and never speak of me again you'll walk away from Twitter right here right now. You want me off this platform. Simple as that. Well, are you gonna be the parody Twitter's hero? You have the chance, so get me out of Twitter indefinitely. Remove the video and never speak of me again. And what you're thinking, you think he'll just make another account. Well no. You do this and I'm gone from Twitter.
Tell me your house address and a photo of you and I'll consider options on resolving the issue.
Well, I guess you're just gonna let parody Twitter suffer. Nozu would Lisa trust in you. You have the open opportunity to do what everyone wants. I guess you're against parody Twitter.
Your house address and a photo of yourself. Everything will be fine if you do this.
What if I tell Nozu that you're depriving him?
All problems will be solved. Yours, mine, his.
You're depriving Twitter of joy. Rekadoodle's the enemy of Twitter. Tell you what, I'll also leave Tumblr. Millie would love that.
Your house address and a photo of yourself.
I guess you hate Millie. I guess you hate Millie.
I'm working on the second video now. If your address, I might reconsider.
And I swear if I see a cop him hunting you down. Honestly thought Dulla told you I lived in Texas. Happy __.
Then why did you want to go to Miami, Oklahoma court?
I know Miami better than any other place. Plus cops are sexist, girls lose, guys win.
Then why are you now in Texas?
We're just moving from place to place till we find a good home to settle in. Might to back to Colorado or Vanita Ike. Miami was trash. Had to leave. But you got what you asked for. I gotta take care of chores, you'll be back. I think if you took full advantage of this weakness of mine I couldn't contain myself. Can I tell an embarrassing secret? I have fact to the imaginative scenario if you're shrinking S&D kidnapping me. My brain is trying to get me going. It's got my heart going fast again. Almost ripped my arm open last night.
Maybe it's anxiety. There's only one way to solve it. But you're not brave enough.
That's what your video is doing. Certain people think's funny to victimize someone, usually a male, then laugh S3 and it all. Inquisitor, Etika. Jason David Frank. These are just a few who suffered from injustice. Let's ask you this: if Amorota suicided, would you still think he's bad? He realized his error, apologies, and tries to better himself, but people just don't see that. I was the victim of manipulation and baiting. Thus we're not friends. I was trying to bait one of the Art Thirf's friends as to why it says deleted, so I thought Discord was lawless. THSD higher-ups would do nothing, so I got banned from groups I had this problem with. I was proven wrong when I learned that they banned me. Same with Amino. Though Amino lets porn bots run rampant. But point is, I was punished and I learned. And so I try to not say anything that they might see as wrong, because even though people don't think it, people can change if they try. I try. Unlike someone like Kitsune, cause I actually fucking try.
But you got banned from amino groups a long time ago. Why did you keep doing it on Discord if you knew it was wrong? Even till last year, or this year with Twitter. You're not getting better. You're not brave enough to do what needs to be done.
What needs to be done is THST video. It needs to be deleted. It'll feel better when it's not there.
Mike, you know deep down what is happening. It's not the video.
Yeah, I'm wanting to pull an Etika.
It doesn't matter if it stays up or not.
Because of you.
People have already known before the video.
When that video is taken down, it'll feel more secure.
Now they just all came together. The same people as before.
People know that Art Thief used the screenshots. She manipulated her friends to get to cybersuck me. I don't feel safe with that video up.
No one here has anything to do with that Art Thief you are blaming.
I haven't mentioned her name to you. Inura Punk.
I don't know this person. None of the victims I talked to do.
This is her. This psychopathic narcissist. Discord in itself is safe. As long as I don't join servers, which, yeah, I'll make my own. I didn't join TikTok for the DM section. And the platform may be on a timer. Tumblr. It's a mess but safe. And Instagram has that one friend. Amino, Rekka, I can barely do anything on there because of how buggy it is. But here I'm willing to walk away, but not for free. WHRN, either you or your Progen friends take it down, I'll delete my account and email and never return to Twitter. Plus I'm not online all the time. Socially online, I should say. I'm not stepping away from every single platform, mainly too. But not until THST video is gone. Until then, here I stand. But at least you know one way to bully me. Though by using the Pavan wordplay it also works. A bully would use any weaknesses to bully the one who HSS it. This gets to me. I food it on DeviantArt. If you did something like this, yeah, defect me. But yes, nothing happens until that video is removed.
Can you send me another voice recording describing it?
I can't breath good ATM because my heart racing.
Do it.
My brain imagined you in that pose.
The point of view makes me feel small. That feeling of being small is what makes my heart race, and thus gets me going. This is because of Sabrina's episode, and that is that. And yes, it is not controllable. I have tried multiple methods to control it. It is not.
There.
You're a bit quiet.
Well, yeah, my throat's a bit rough. Also because of these mental images, breathing isn't that easy. Picturing you towering over me makes it hard to breathe.
Can you talk louder?
No.
Why?
Throat's rough.
Is your mom in the room? I heard her in the background.
She's in audible range.
So you don't want her to hear it?
Again, you've no legal consent to use those for toxic purposes.
So you don't want her to hear it?
Yes. Overprotective parent.
Can you go somewhere else where she can't hear you?
Although it's, as I've said before, the POV makes me feel tiny. Nope. So you can send a picture, recording. Oh, she doesn't know, otherwise she'd abandon me and she'd be dead. And she won't know ever. But you're changing the subject. You can easily send a upshot POV. Can you just stop trying to invade everyone's life? I could literally drag you to court for this. And you'd be behind bars. Like I am not the only victim of your invasiveness. Mind your own business. Or someday it'll happen to you. I mean, you technically made fun actually artists who struggle. So mind your business. Or I'll have a nice long CHSE with your agency. Got me? Although I could talk to a few individuals you know. Victims of yours. You aired decades-old dirty laundry, but am not your first victim. Though that would be starving artists. But then you have videos attacking multiple people. I could get to know those people. And have you running bav to game banana with your tail between your legs. After all, it's people like you that caused Etika's death. One of the most iconic streamers dead because of toxic haters like you. You're not a starving artist. I knew a starving artist. You're not her. You won't do the right thing. You harassed minors. You're so toxic you gave your mom cancer and your dad hernia. And you basically made them look bad in your mod while mocking actually struggling artists. Why are you doing the exact same thing that's been done? You're doing to me what those minors did to you. Fisher. I never made my mom look bad. Rekka, you shouldn't be online. Seems like all you do is cause drama for everyone else. Maybe if you spent less time being a cyber Nazi and a catfisher and more time being a daughter, someone would still be here today. You chose social media over your family. Her blood is on your hands whether you like it or not.
Then prove me wrong if that is not her name.
Stop ignoring the truth. You're doing what those minors did to Tu. You're exactly the kind of person that made you give up FNF, and still you failed at being a daughter. You're the one who not strong enough. Look at everything you caused and you continue to. I think you need to leave social media. Stop exposing people. Before your dad died and you fail a second time. If you want your server safer, there is a way to, even though I don't like it. We both should leave Twitter. You need to remove every exposure video, as you basically cause those people who are suffering already to suffer more.
Right. And egg.
If you had stepped Ozzy from social media and went gathered funds for a hospital tip, you could have saved her. Ike, you're trying to get me going. I'm trying to help.
Do you eat rice, Mike?
Send a pov, you're the rice.
I am the rice? Does make is rice?
No, the viewer is the rice looking up at you. Or in the rice. And you know you're becoming like those minors that harassed you.
I like rice.
Send pic. I wanna feel like I'm in the rice. That's your pov, aim the camera upwards towards you.
Show me by taking a picture of yourself in that pose. What do you think of middle school?
Never went. So when I was a boy I would have went to Will Rogers. And back then you did not want to set me off. I was a walking time bomb in a minefield. And when I was set off, me was violent physically. So for my safety and so I didn't maul anyone who so much and irritated me, I was pulled out day zero. Now send pictures. Since you exposed yourself of being pedophile, you get nothing else until I see some upshots. Or do I show Epic Games this? You know, the guys who own Fortnite.
Go for it.
I mean, you clearly labeled yourself with pedophilia. I went to Fortnite's official Twitter and linked them THST video. If you think him a pedo for Bay.G harassed by minors, then they'll think the same of you. I also mentioned how you have been airing others' dirty laundry. You think they'll want someone that toxic in their program. The only way to seem safe by them is to remove anything that matches my claims. You know, unless you want to gamble on their judgment. So about video removal and those pictures. Your channel, the kids safe version, looks very not kids safe. Especially those exposure videos. Oh. You're cooked. So what's gonna happen when they rip away your membership?
Did you play the new Battle Pass?
I'd be scared. You might lose your YouTube account. Banned from Fortnite. You know they'll see your videos. Like the one on me. Know that I gave no consent. Because I told them you had no permission or consent to show those.
Cool.
You not realizing the danger you're potentially in. There's 2 official Twitter accounts for Epic Games. And I went to both, ratting you out. Epic Games owns Fortnite. Hey, your fault you wanted to attack me for my past. It's only fair. If you desire your partnership to not be in jeopardy, then remove the video. Then send up shots. Then I'll consider deleting the tweet and DM. I'm waiting. I'll lose no sleep if you're banned from Fortnite or worse. What would your mom think of you being this way? You're too afraid to acknowledge that you lost.
Are you aroused by this?
No.
Huh?
I'm confident.
You don't feel lust downstairs?
Nope, right now I feel hopeful that Fortnite will see what Eva claimed, look into it, notice you fucked up and punish you.
You are into that?
No. And I didn't want to this far. We were both harassed by minors and others with misjudgment. But it didn't have to be this way. Your actions are now going to cost you again. The only way out is to remove the videos of you exposing honors, including the recent one. So about those pictures while we wait for your superior's judgment.
Fortnite denied your request.
They'll TWLL me themselves. Now about those pictures. While we wait, come on Rekka. Send up shot.
Take a picture in the pose that I have shown you and send it to me.
Just like this. Do it. If you want to arouse me, you'll do it. At Rebecca Doodles. Do it. My brain's already aroused me. With mental images of you towering over me, which arouses me. So about those pucks. OBTW, I told YouTube right on their Twitter'll let your triggering slander video. If I were you, I'd remove THST video before you're sent back to making V3 starving artist. I bet you made that stalker suicide. Pedophile. Well, speak up, before your dad dies of cancer too. Rekka. You lied in your stream. You didn't censor anything, nor did have consent from both sides of the party. If you had censored it, no names would be shown and you wouldn't state multiple accounts. But then again, you let a minor stalk you, harassed minors, and let your mom die to cancer.
I consent. That is all that is needed.
You're not in Texas, and that refers on others. Like me. Tumblr. DM me there. You violated criminal code. Criminal code states that it is illegal to make an audio recording of the privately spoken words of another person without receiving authorization to do so. Jan 9, 2024. You don't WSNT me to heal. You don't care, just like everyone else. If you cared, you would have just removed the video and let me walk away. Better still, you would not have uploaded it to begin with. You essentially claim to have been taken advantage of through the times you had to push forward because of your mom's death. But right now you're no different THS and those who harassed you that told you to, because you're essentially doing the same thing to me. I'm still waiting for its removal so I can step away and start to heal.
In the end, he kept sending me messages on my old dead Tumblr account that I just ignored, because I had him blocked on Twitter already at that point. The only tidbit that I took from it was him admitting that he is basically being a World War II German nationalistic adjacent by calling me entartete Kunst, which is a word used by thems. So, yeah, do with it what you want. Here's some ways to spot Mike in the wild. He will ask for upshot POV, severely hard spelling mistakes, can't spell autistic, hardcore interest in the Sabrina Pokemon episode, always goes by a name with Mike in the title, hates to be called Michael, loves to threaten and blackmail people with things that are already publicly available. Example, he will try to dox you by reposting a picture of your dog that you posted yourself a month ago on your own social media. Wants to sue people after they dislike him sexually getting harassed by him. These two profile pictures. So in the end, I have a message to Michael. If he even had the balls to watch back this highlight reel of his harassment and pedophilic behavior. Michael, this is your fault. Turn yourself in to the police. And that's it.